My name is Max Strauss with ProInterviews.org, Facebook.com/ProInterviews, and Twitter.com/ProInterviews. I'd like to welcome you to the interview with Chris Ogbonnaya. Ogbonnaya attended the University of Texas from 2004 through 2008. He finished his collegiate career as an academic All-American. He then entered the NFL draft in 2009 and was drafted in the 7th round, 211th overall by the St. Louis Rams. He earned playing time in the last 2 weeks of the season and remained on their roster until the final cuts of the 2010 preseason. He was quickly signed by the Houston Texans and was placed on the practice squad for the season. Here's the interview with Chris Obi-Wan Kenobi Ogbonnaya, and I hope you enjoy the collages also. How do you connect with your fans?
The best way for me to connect to my fans is either through what I would say is like appearances or charity events, or even things like social media. That's probably on Twitter or on Facebook. And I feel I'm pretty open on those things. If you ask me a question, I would say 95% of the time I'm going to answer them. Or anything that catches my attention that I feel like I need to comment about. That's what I do, and I think it's a cool way to it's a cool way to connect. It's a cool medium, I would say. I think a lot of times fans look at the professional athletes or any type of celebrity sometimes, and don't really find a way to connect. But I think that's the best medium to connect.
If you weren't playing in the NFL right now, what would you want to do?
I would probably either law school. I went to the University of Texas, and I'm very close with the president of our school. His name is Bill Powers. He used to be the dean of the law school, and we always talked about doing that. But I also studied corporate communications in college and found a large interest in I guess media. I thought that was always cool. Radio personality or anything involved with sports, because I'm a fan. Not just football. I follow everything: basketball, track and field, golf, NASCAR. I'm a fan, but just like any other American in this country, I do enjoy it. And I guess that's what I would be doing: some sort of sports broadcasting or law school, I would say.
If you could meet anyone in the world who you haven't met before, who would it be and why?
That's a good question. I think that I would probably meet. I guess I would go twofold. I would probably go with Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi, and I'd say those two people because those are the first I can think off the top of my head. But I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life, and as those guys did, they dealt with a lot of adversity, I would say, and showed great perseverance, both in ways of civil disobedience. And while I haven't gone through anything on that level, I think that I can compare or have had situations that somewhat correlate to what. And in addition to that, they're both great ambassadors of people that stood for something great, not just in this country but internationally. And growing up, reading about them was always very interesting to me. I would say those two guys.
How has what you've gone through made you a better and stronger person in whole?
I guess when I was about 16 years old, 15, 16 years old, I lost both my brothers 3 months apart, and two separate. One was a motor vehicle accident, was killed by a drunk driver, and then the other one passed from congenital heart failure. And those just two things that kind of rocked our family a little bit, but we're very close. And football was always an escape for me. Always, I would say, a gateway, allowed me to relax a little bit, breathe a little bit easier. And when I was recruited to Texas, Mac Brown really was one of the first people that told me, these guys will be your new brothers, this will be your new family. Rely on us. And It served to hold truth. It helped immensely, and I became very close and built some very close relationships with the guys that I played with in college, and we're very close to this day.
What was your high school football experience like?
It was amazing, man. I first started playing when I got to high school, and I went to private school, and we were at the time an independent. We weren't a part of a district or a league, and so we would just play at anybody. And I only lost a couple times in high school. We had a very successful run when I was there, and built some great relationships. And it was just a good time, man. It allowed me to not just grow as a football player, but as a man, because that's one of the things that the school that I went to instills in individuals. And it was a great experience.
You played wide receiver at high school, and then you switched to running back after the spring of freshman year?
I think that's when it was. Actually, what happened was I got to UT as a receiver. I redshirted that first year, and they told me, that one week I was playing scout team. They were like, we want you to be the scout team running back. I think we were playing Colorado that week, and they had two good running backs, and so I moved to it, and it was kind of a natural feel. So they approached me in the spring to do it, and it was great. I didn't play as much running back the national championship year, more so special teams, but it was definitely a good fit because of what I did in high school. I played a little quarterback here and there too, so I always got to see it from a different perspective, even though I did love playing the receiver position, but it's helped me my ability to catch the ball and be split out and do different things while I was playing both collegiately and professionally.
You mentioned in there your freshman year you were a BCS champion. What was that like? And can you take me through maybe some highlights of that season?
It was crazy. I mean, I went to Texas my first year, my redshirt year. We won the Rose Bowl against Michigan, and then the next year we got to the national championship. And I remember the second game of the season we went to Ohio State, and I remember it was a close game, but I remember after that game we sat in the back of the bus, like a select group of us sat in the back of the bus, and we were always saying I forgot who said it. I can't remember. I think it was Vince or Casey Studdard, one of those guys, and they're just like, look at what we've done. We had the ability to run the table, and this was after the second game. But we didn't know what we were going to go through. We were just college guys, and we had that one goal. And even though I was a freshman, I looked at these guys, and I felt it. I believed it. We were a very tight knit group, and the rest was history. We played in a great game against Southern Cal and the caliber of great athletes that they had, but it was just an incredible experience, just week in and week out. There was a huge target on your back, even though we weren't the number one ranked team. We played with the chip on our shoulder because everybody told us we were going to fizzle out. Everybody told us we would not be able to get it done, and we played very well down the stretch and were able to get it done.
At Texas, you were quote-unquote the team nerd, 4-time first-team academic all Big 12 honoree, and you were a semifinalist for the Dratty Trophy. What goes through your mind on why you take academics so important in relationship to playing football at Texas?
I would say that was instilled in me at a young age. My dad came from Nigeria in 1976, and he was sponsored to come here. And back then, you basically had to win a lottery, to be able to come to the States from Nigeria. And he was able to do that, able to graduate from college in 2 years and finish medical school shortly after that. And so I always told myself, if Pops was able to do all of this as a self-made man, basically, then I need to be able to do it since I have all the resources here in front of me. And I went to a great school, great high school, and was honored enough to go to a great college. And so, I always knew that I didn't know that football would be there for me professionally, because while I played at school, I didn't really have a great year or a notable year until my senior year, I would say, that stood out. And my academic prowess was always first. I always knew that if I don't have football, I'll definitely have what I learned in college, and all the things. So I double majored. I remember that when I first got to UT, when you get there and you're going through our field house, which is called Moncrief Newhouse, on the left, like you walk down a hallway, and it has all the All-Americans. So all your All-Americans are on your left side, and then your academic All-Americans are on your right. And when I first got to UT, I never saw any African-American faces on the academic All-American wall. And so my goal was, when I first got there, was to be the first guy to do that. And my senior year, I was named ESPN's Academic All-American. So I was the first African-American football player to be named Academic All-American in the history of University of Texas. And so that was something that I had a lot of pride in. It took me a long way, and something I'm very excited about that will always be there. You know what I mean?
Do you have a favorite memory from Texas?
Well, obviously winning the championship game, running on that field after we won was a great feeling. I would also say that my senior year we played Oklahoma, and they were ranked number one in the country at the time. And we played. They were up, I think, 11 points on two separate occasions. We came back and ended up winning 45-35 in Dallas. And I guess the great moment was to seal the victory. I took a run play about 70 or 65 yards, it kind of cemented the game, and we ended up winning. And I thought it was a touchdown, but Coach Brown always tells me, I even gave him a hard time about it last time I saw him a few weeks back, but he was like, well, we wanted to run the clock out more, so we didn't challenge it. Because when I dove, I broke the pylon. But it was a very it was a great victory, and I only lost to them once. They're one of our closest rivals, and I would say that would be my greatest moment.
What was your draft day experience like?
I just had my family around, and it was just one of those things that we were just preparing for anything. I didn't know if I would be drafted. I heard so many different things. I heard anywhere from the 4th round or the 3rd round to undrafted, and had teams calling me in the 3rd and 4th round, and just didn't really know what to expect. And lucky enough, I did get a call, and I was lucky enough to get drafted. That was always something that I'll hold close. Because you can always look that up, and that'll be something that I'll be excited for my kids to look at.
Do you have a favorite memory with the Rams?
I would say more so off the field, because we weren't lucky enough to win a lot of games that year in St. Louis, but a lot of great things did happen. We played a lot of great teams, very close, and it was a great experience. I would say off the field, two of my closest friends, Steven Jackson and Mike Carney, and we're still very close, even though I'm playing for the Texans now. And we just cut up. They took real good care of me, being the young guy in the room. And, we still carry that relationship on, as I said.
Well, after that season with the Rams, you basically returned back to Texas.
I did, playing for the Texans now. And it was bittersweet, because my time in St. Louis was cut a little shorter than I wanted it to be. But, that's the nature of the business. And, I always have had great respect for those coaches, and, developed good friendships with the guys there, and was glad to see that they did well. But, the opportunity to come home was great, and, we didn't have the year that we wanted to have in terms of not making the playoffs, but just to be able to play with guys in the room that I have, Vontae Leach and Arian, who were both Pro Bowlers, and then Andre Johnson also, and it's a great compliment to the city of Houston, to the team, just to be able to be here, to be home, and we have great guys. We lost a lot of guys. Our captain got hurt, D'Amico Ryans, who's a great guy, a great player. So, I'm looking forward to this next season here in Houston and hope to capitalize on what we did last year.
Do you have a nickname?
I got too many nicknames, man. They call me all kinds of stuff, man. They call me Obi-Wan Kenobi, all kinds of nonsense, man. It just depends on the guy, man. I just respond to whatever.
All right, so do you have a foundation or charity that you support a lot?
I would say Habitat for Humanity is the one, or Boys and Girls Club is the one I support the most. And I would say Habitat, just because I've been doing that as a young kid growing up here in Houston. But Boys and Girls Club is something that kind of grew on me my rookie year in the NFL, and it's a great foundation. It's a great thing. Children that are less fortunate and don't have the opportunities that some other kids have, and so be able to do things with them and events with them is pretty cool.
So if you could describe yourself as any ice cream flavor, what would you be and why?
What? Is that an ice cream flavor? Okay. Okay. Well, that's a good one. We have this, I don't know, man. I would say, any ice cream flavor. All right, I'm going to have to go trifold with this one. I would say, cookies and cream, buttered pecan, or Rocky Road. And I would say the other two, because those are my two favorite ice creams, cookies and cream. And then I would say I've never even really had Rocky Road, but I would just say because of its name and for obvious reasons, just the adversity I've been through and how I'm going to keep rising above that stuff.
For someone who wants to play in the NFL, what's the best advice you can give them?
Just work. Just dedicate yourself and just go the extra step, man. Do what other guys aren't willing to do. Make sure you're doing something. I guess I would say when other people, it's kind of like it's your character, it's your integrity. When other people aren't looking, like, what are you doing? And so I would say, everybody's talented in our league. Everybody. It's the guys that take that extra step, do the extra work that separate themselves to be better.
So is there anything you want to tell your fans that we haven't really talked about or touched on?
I don't know. I guess I would say just to the fans, I appreciate the support over the last couple of years. I mean, it's been great going to UT. Obviously, that's a huge fan base and great people there. And, I've met a lot of great people and visited with a lot of great people. And I guess I'm one of those guys that, when a fan comes around, I don't get annoyed, because to have that kind of support, it's greatly appreciated. So, just to say thank you, man, it means a lot to me personally, and hopefully we can keep this train moving.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
No problem, man. Thank you for the interview, man.
Thank you for listening to the interview with Chris Ogbonnaya. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll leave your comments below as well. Please check out my website, prointerviews.org, for other interviews. Like the Facebook page at facebook.com/prointerviews. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/prointerviews. Subscribe to me on YouTube at youtube.com/prointerviews. Thanks again for listening. Stay tuned for more, and feel free to contact me.